welcome to the follow along with me pole warm-up that I promised you. Let's warm up for a good old pole session. So I'm going to start with my neck. I always like to go from the top and then work my way down. Ooh. Remember to always move slowly when you're moving your neck around. This isn't the time for quick, jerky motions. Let's start our shoulders. Our shoulders are probably the thing we're going to spend the most time warming up here today because they move in all sorts of really weird ways when you're pole dancing. So we're starting with some basic shoulder rolls. You might hear some crunching as you do this. And now I'm going to go ahead and step from side to side, crossing my arms in front of my chest, alternating which arm is on top. Right, so I'm going to go up and out with my shoulders, sort of tracing like a giant U or a V shape in the air in front of me. Once again, there is a ton of range of motion that is being asked of your shoulders when you're a pole dancer, so we really want them to be ready for the things that we're going to do today. Try to get the back end of the range of motion, we can hold our arms to our sides and sort of press back. My palms are facing forward. You can also do this with them pressing backwards, turning it into more of a tricep activator. Speaking of the triceps, I get those warmed up by putting my hands above my head in a prayer position, and then just bringing them down as though I am doing a tricep extension. Let's warm up their friendly friend muscles, the biceps. I'm basically just pretending I'm doing a bicep curl here, almost even acting like I'm holding weights in my hands, with both the posture of my hands and the resistance. And to hit the shoulders again, we can do a similar thing, sort of pretending that I'm resisting a weight that's above me as I push up towards the air with my shoulders. Let's go ahead and do some wrist rolls now, since we do also ask a lot of our wrists when we're pole dancing, and sort of rotate them around. And the opposite way. Now I'm going to pretend like I am piloting a motorcycle, sort of gun it. Will be arm swings, but I'm not holding any of these things. We're not doing static stretches here. We are going through range of motion to open up our mobility, warm up our muscles here. Like I said, a lot of focus on the shoulders. You'll probably also notice I'm not doing a set amount of reps for everything. What is important is that you keep it the same on both sides, but if you feel like doing 10 of these arm rotations, and I'm only doing 5 in each direction, it's completely up to you. So, another shoulder opener, big arm circles in front. Again, alternating which arm is on top. And alternating directions. Here's a good one that I call scarecrows. Put your arms at 90 degrees, slowly turn them so your palm faces the back of the room. This is a great warm-up exercise for the rotator cuff. And now we can start moving on to our mid-body. So, when I'm doing my warm-up, I'm typically listening to music, which, if you are hearing any music on my end right now, it's some generic royalty-free stuff I put in after the fact. But usually how I structure this is my first song is going to be my upper body, my second song, mid-body, torso and back, third song is legs. So I'm going to go ahead and not hit the pole with my hands, act like I'm doing a little deadlift reverse fly here. Because I figure songs are usually about 3 to 3.5 minutes. If you do 3 songs, it's about 10 minutes, which is a great warm-up. Gives equal time to the different parts of your body. I'm going to stay here with my back flat, put my hands together, and very gently rotate. Another one, it's important not to jerk. If that's too much, you can bring it up here, act more like you're golfing. Now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of let my arms free swing behind my back. You'll see me doing a lot of exercises that sort of twist my torso. That's because, as you well know, when you're on the pole, your torso isn't staying neat up and down like this. You're asking it to do all sorts of weird things. So this is just preparing it for that. I like to do what I call bow and arrow. My feet stay planting forward. And I keep one arm out in front while the other twists behind me. I follow with my eyes. Now you can do something like this. Just invite some movement into your torso. You might have a really stiff back, which is what I've got. So these things are great for sort of waking it up, getting it ready to move, as well as something like a cat-cow. But remember, we're not staying in this range of motion for too terribly long, just moving our way through it. Awesome. Just about time to start moving to our lower body. So a quick little transition exercise. Can be a torso twist with a knee. Still inviting your torso to the party, but starting to get your lower body involved as well. All right, I'm gonna do a few squats. I don't do a ton of squats or lunges when I'm warming up for pole. No particular reason. I just don't necessarily need my quads to be that fired up. Let me show you from the side. But they are a big, huge muscle that is part of our legs. So it's good to get them engaged at least a little bit. If you're planning on being in heels, this is a great time to do some ankle rotators. Your ankles might be snap, crackle, popping like mine. And you can always hold on to your pole if this feels awkward for balance. Another squat variation I like is to do a wide stance with your toes pointing out, sort of a ballet squat. If this is uncomfortable for your knees, please do skip it. You can also substitute something like this, like a little torso twist. which also puts you in this position to open up your hips, but takes out the squat. Let's work some more range of motion things. A high knee march is a great place to start. I'm bringing my knees up to hit my hands. If that's too much, you can always stay down here. Or if for some reason you are just a bundle of energy, you could always turn it into a high knee. But I'm not wearing shoes and I'm on a hard floor, so I don't necessarily want to do that. Another great one, butt kickers. You can see my heels are coming up to kick my butt. Another great way to warm up the hamstrings is by doing something like a bear crawl. Feels pretty silly to do this, but it's fun. But I can touch the floor, bend my legs, and straighten them. Again, you could totally be right here while you do this. Or you could be elbows to the floor if you're really flexible. I like to do some more range of motion things with my legs. So I hold the pole and kick in front of and behind me. Notice my toe is pointed to keep all my muscles engaged, and I'm being careful not to scrape the floor in that middle range. And I do about 10 on each leg. And now another one I really like, some more leg swings, but we're gonna get the sides of our hips now. So you can hold the pole if you need. Just swinging my leg back and forth. You have really good balance, like I might not today. You can do it without the pole. But this is a really important range of motion to work on, especially if you're doing any sort of, Jasmine or ballerina crunch or anything. So I'll show you how that looks from the side. Once again, I need my pole, 10 of these. Other great hip opener moves, I like to do something like pulling my shorts out of my crack, like this. This is usually how I get my left hip to pop, because it usually wants to. Or something like you're going over a hurdle. It's another good one. It's just so important to get those hip flexors awake, alive, and engaged. So it really help reduce your risk of injury. You can let your hair down, crank your music up, have yourself a little dance party to get started, and then you're ready to get on the pole. And I'm so proud of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!